All right, folks, I know nobody's worried about LNG today, but it's a very important issue. Meanwhile, Biden's presidential candidacy doomed over. We have voice of Power Pack panel, Rich Lowry, editor-in-chief of the National Review, John Carney, Breitbart economics editor and co-author of the Business Digest, and the great Steve Forbes, Forbes media chair, editor-in-chief and author of Inflation, What It Is, Why It's Bad, and How to Fix It. Rich Lowry, is this doom? Seriously, does this doom Biden? You've got, in this report, law-breaking and incompetence.
Yeah, I mean, it's a horrible day for him yesterday. I just think Jill and Joe, they should have done the right thing last year and just said, you know, you achieved your lifelong ambition. You passed a lot of legislation, much more than we expected or would like. And you're going to get worse from here. You already, lost a step or two. And let's let a normal primary process play out, and the party will decide. Now it's too late for that, and they're stuck. And it's going to get worse from now into November. And what's going to happen if he's actually elected again? It's a walking crisis waiting to happen. Everyone's seen it with their two eyes, and now we have a report from a neutral source who went in there in private and saw what everyone else sees, but he actually put it in the report. And that's what they're mad about. Right. And there's no plausible denial. No, he couldn't possibly have misremembered this stuff or forgotten. They're mad at him for saying it in public.
So there are rumors today that Biden's going to fire Merrick Garland, who hired her.
Well, he look, it's under the law, it's her job to produce the report. He produced the report. He gives it to Garland, and then Garland has a discretion whether to make it public or not. Now, if he didn't make it public, we'd all be screaming, justifiably, because that's now the practice. But it was Garland's ultimate call to publicize it.
John, we go through these. This is a crisis. This is going to be a crisis of confidence. The story's not going to go away. What this spokesman said today at the press conference, this guy's not even a lawyer. They didn't even put out the White House counsel. They put out a non-lawyer spokesman. Basically, there's the stuff they liked, they praised, and the stuff they didn't like, they said it doesn't matter, shouldn't have been in there. To me, not only was the newser last night a disaster, I think this press conference today was a disaster.
It was a disaster. The reason why they put it in there is that the counsel had to explain why they weren't going to charge him. Because it's very clear he violated the law. The special counsel believes he did so willfully. They just believe that a jury looking at Joe Biden would say, oh, no, that guy has no idea what's going on, and so we don't have a chance of getting a conviction, so we can't charge him. Because the FBI guidelines say don't charge somebody if you don't think there's a chance of convicting him. So they think he committed the crime. They think he willfully committed the crime. They just don't think they can get a conviction. That's why they put it in there. So and I also think that's why they didn't put a lawyer up there, because a lawyer would have known, and couldn't have answered the way this White House spokesman did. The White House spokesman doesn't know anything, so he's allowed to make up whatever.
Well, everything they didn't like, they called gratuitous. I mean, it went and discredited her. I think it's kind of crazy. Steve Forbes, again, is Biden's candidacy dead? Here's a theory, that Joe Biden is so inept that people, I don't know who these people are, okay, people behind the scene, Democratic bigwigs said, go on ahead out there, knowing he'd make a fool of himself, and this would tighten the noose around his neck, and they're going to get rid of him. This whole thing's a plot. The Democratic establishment wants to get rid of Joe Biden, so they're encouraging him to do all the nutty things he's doing. Really?
Oh, well, I wouldn't be surprised if you had a few months ago people go to Biden and say, as was suggested here, you had a good first term, get out while the getting's good. There's not going to be able to do anything to your son anymore because you're leaving the scene, and ride on the sunset saying, I'm the greatest progressive since Franklin Roosevelt. He wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. Joe Biden's nickname in Washington is Mrs. Wilson, the wife of Woodrow Wilson, who ran the country for a year and a half when he had a stroke.
Wait,
so she's the Mrs. Wilson. She's Mrs. Wilson. And I'm sure she said, no, we're going to stick this out. We're going to get another term. I love this fame we get being in the White House. And so I think one of the reasons this report was released the way it did, why they didn't redact it, was they figured, okay, now we have to go to Plan B, put it out there. This man's not competent. That's why I don't think he's going to be the Democratic nominee.
You're buying the conspiracy theory. That's what you're articulating.
And they would call it patriotic.
Patriotic.
Now you can understand
why
they
got a pretty thin bet. Where we're going to go back to Michelle Obama and all that stuff again. I mean, I don't know. Rich, you're the political ace. I mean, it's just...
A lot of people believe that. A lot of people believe that. I just don't see it because, You're going to go to an open convention with this, double-barreled gun of this Trump candidacy staring you down? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Kamala Harris? Is that really better than Joe Biden? If it's not going to be Kamala Harris, how are you going to jump over this African-American woman?
Exactly.
And so I think if they wanted to get rid of him, the thing to do would have been run a serious primary candidate against him. They didn't do that. They didn't have the stomach to do it, and I think now they're stuck.
So Trump's a big winner here. I mean, he wasted no time blasting off with all his Make America Great stuff, but he's right. There is a double standard, all right? It's a two-tier justice system. And actually, whatever they're making up, the fact remains the Presidential Records Act shows presidents have the authority to declassify and take stuff away as long as it's safekeeping. And he lived in a fort. Mar-a-Lago is a Secret Service fort. I never understood, but it's a double standard. I mean, that's what it is. You ever been there? I mean, it's not that easy to get in and out. And those guys all know me, but I'm just saying. So Trump's a big winner here, John Carney.
Yeah, I read reports pointing out that Ronald Reagan had taken stuff out of the White House. But again, Ronald Reagan was the U.S. president. He's allowed to declassify anything he wants. Donald Trump could take whatever he wants out of the White House, put it in a guarded place in Mar-a-Lago. Joe Biden took these documents when he was a senator, when he was vice president, when he did not have the authority to take them.
Right.
And frankly, it's weird that he kept taking these documents.
I know.
Why did he need them? Why did he keep them? Why did he, before he had lost his mind, why did he keep forgetting that he had all these documents everywhere? I understand now he's clearly lost his competence.
But in 2017, he had a better mind.
Yeah, why did he keep them?
2015
Exactly.
and 2010, he had a better mind.
And that's what this report is telling us. It's saying he kept them willfully back when he could do willful things. Now he's, Mr. Wilson, and he can't willfully.
This is Trump's campaign slogan, right? He's the one candidate in this race who's competent enough to be charged with crimes.
But, by the way, Nikki Haley lost in the Virgin Islands, which I think clinches it. When is she going to join the Trump? That's a joke.
She needs the field to narrow. She needs none of the above to drop out.
I know. She lost to none of the above.
And then Trump to drop out. And then she'd have a theory. Otherwise, there's no theory of the case.
When does she join the Trump team?
I think when she runs out of money.
Oh, well, that may actually, that's her money holdings, I think, are overrated. She hadn't raised that much money.
Not enough to keep going, I guess.
What do you think? What happens here?
I think unless she has a miracle, it's the writing's on the wall. And by the way, in terms of the Democrats and their candidates, never underestimate, since they don't obey the law anyway, to change the rules of the convention about how they pick a nominee.
I absolutely agree with that. That was always my scenario.
And I don't think Biden's going to be at the top of the ticket in November. Who they put in, how they put him in, great grist for the journalist mill. If there weren't consequences, it would be a great show. But they're not going to let Joe Biden run after what happened.
No, you're right. That's why he was so angry last night. He knows it's over.
I think we should all hope.
I really believe that. He was obviously angry, and he was in a very bad mood. And I think he knows the game's over.
I think
John,
we should hope that Steve's
word.
right. Because we should not have this man as our president. It is a danger to the country. It's a danger to the world. So I hope you're right, Steve, and they do take him out.
Country's broken. Nobody wants to talk about it. Next week, we'll talk about the CBO budget numbers. He's bankrupting the country. If he hadn't done enough damage, he's bankrupting the country. I got to go. Rich Lowry, thank you. John Carney, Steve Forbes, you're all